Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This feel like it's been a while. Feel like it's been a while.
It's been a week.
Been a week. Oh, it's all good. But
Was,
ladies and
was
gentlemen,
payback?
well, what?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Payback wasn't Sunday. Payback wasn't Sunday. It's been a week.
Feels like a long time. Feels like a long time. But ladies and gentlemen, we're back at you. Welcome to the latest edition of the Talk of Champions.
I don't know. By our shirts, you can tell who our favorite sting is.
Yeah, no, facts. You already know.
If
Now,
you watch for a while, you can tell who our
in
favorite
the
sting
house, in the house. And speaking in the house, we got Duran in the house. Ooh, yeah, watch your mouth.
is.
All day. Denise is here. What's good, Denise?
Hello, Denise. Hello.
He said, oh, let's talk. Chris, what's good with you?
Hi, Chris. How are
All right,
you?
Tyler's in the building. Let's go. Sean Dye, gang in the motherfucking house. You know what I'm saying? All right.
We just sat outside in gentrified Brooklyn drinking Henny with Sean Dyke.
That ass. We famous now. We got Sean Dye on the squad. Oh man, hold on. I'm trying to get my ass together here because I'm all hanging out here and all that. But
Asses is hot.
yeah, right. It's kind of crazy. But we are here. We are gathered here today to speak on the man, the icon. When I had to really sit down and think of it, one of my top 3 favorite wrestlers of all time.
Number 2. Well, thank you for joining us, Michael.
Michael with the comment of the night. Awesome. Up top. That's right.
It came in.
Yeah. Yeah. All day. You already know what it is. Yes. Sting. We're here for the man called Sting, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going good. It's going real good, man. Learning a lot. Speaking of that stuff, that's actually going to come into play on what we're talking about today. Yeah, this whole thing. Oh,
he came with smoke.
Wow.
Listen.
Wow. All right. So
technically.
Wow. Okay. So Sparrow.
Told him to do.
Huh?
The Hall told him to bite Undertaker shit.
It worked.
But he did it, but he was nothing like Undertaker.
That's the thing. I don't know. Like besides the fact that they were both like dark and had like trench coats and shit. Like these guys weren't really that much alike. Sting wasn't really a zombie. He kind of was in mourning. If anything,
Undertaker was a zombie.
Yeah, no, Taker was.
I don't.
The Blast Podcast, always a pleasure, my guy.
It's been so lovely.
Oh man, you already know, Denise. You already know. We got different. I like her better, yo.
He said that, and I asked why, and he didn't answer. Now I know.
Yeah. Not even that, because it looks like you didn't just buy yours last year.
I bought mine this year.
Oh, see, what the fuck? Nah, I gotta get a better one.
Yo, was it? No, the wolf one was $15 the other day. That's like the only one I don't have, and I'm gonna buy it because I want it.
Listen. Man, he was way running. Thank you. I wasn't like thank. Sparrow's gonna learn today. It's cool.
Oh, go ahead. Kane was more Michael Myers.
Yeah. Kane was more. Yeah, Taker was more. Yeah, Taker was more zombie.
Taker was more lurch.
There you go. Frankenstein at first. I
mean, the Crow is out. The Crow would have still came out if he didn't die.
Yeah, I mean, like, and plus, like, it was kind of you, and we'll go into it how like it was kind of taking that kind of form anyway. That the fact that the Crow was there as a point of reference was just like icing on the cake. But like,
yeah,
Sting was kind of going in that direction anyway. But that's where we're gonna start, though. We're gonna start in the late '80s. We're just gonna start in the late '80s here because that's where our story begins here.
I want the wolf on so bad.
Yeah, that Kane was Michael. My Tigger was Freddie.
Tigger wasn't
He
Freddie.
wasn't
He was
Freddie.
funny.
He was more like like early Tigger was like Frankenstein, actually, the way he would walk around like
I said it. He
that.
was like Lurch.
Yeah.
He was doing Paul Bear's bidding.
Yep. Davis in the building. Davis in the building. All right. So, March 20th, 1959, Omaha, Nebraska.
And we were just starting with his birth. Oh, okay.
Young little Steve Borden was born.
I didn't know he was starting with his life. I thought
We're,
we were talking about the career.
there's a man called Sting, and the man was born.
He was born Steve.
He was born Steve. He was born Steve Borden.
Okay, so we're talking about the man called
Right?
Steve, and
So
then we're
like,
getting to the man called Sting.
so now he grows up, right? And he starts weightlifting at Oh yeah, wait, before even this. He grew up in Southern California, and they did not have pro wrestling there. Like, it did not come on television. So he grew up not knowing what the hell this shit was. Everything we're talking about, we might as well be like speaking another language. This guy, he did not know what the hell it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Charmaine, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good?
Thank you.
What's it called?
What?
Freddie was.
Freddie was amazing, but Taker not Freddie funny, you know.
But yeah, he had no clue what wrestling was or anything like that. But he started weightlifting when he was 21. By the age of 25, he co-owned his own gym with some other dude. And it was around this time he was approached by a man named Rick Bassman, who was the owner of UPW, Ultimate Pro Wrestling. And this is kind of prophetic. Sting was straight up.
You're not a top fan because you don't watch the show. Interact. Talk to us. Do you be a top fan?
There it is. But yeah, Ultimate Pro Wrestling, and this is actually kind of prophetic in a way.
Me too,
because
sure.
he gets invited to go to a live event because he doesn't know what the hell wrestling is, and with him on this live event accompanies what would go on to be his future tag team partner,
Jim
Hellwig. Start touching yourself. He goes up there with Jim Hellwig and whatever. They're scoping it out, and by the time everything is all said and done, Sting is like, "Okay, I want to be a pro wrestler." So him and Hellwig, they go on. They get invited to go to Southern California, where and whatever they're
where it never rained.
And then they get a gig doing this 4-man squad. 4-man squad are called what is it called, the Power Team USA.
Yeah.
Power Team USA. Now it's Steve Borden, Jim Hellwig, Warrior, Garland, Donahoe, and Mark Miller, managed by Mr. Steve Bosman himself. They're training this dude and all that stuff. He's going through all the rigors of what it is to break into the wrestling business. And then not long after this, Jerry Jarrett comes along. And Power USA, yeah, there you go. He's Power USA there, and he's like, yo, he wants to make a team out of Hellwig and Borden. So he brings him over to CWA. Borden is now called the Flash. Hellwig is now called Jim Justice Hellwig. And Sting kind of he goes on to say this was a really trying time in his career. He was sleeping out of his car. He didn't have a lot of money. They weren't making a lot. They weren't, it's kind of it was far from the dreams that he had trying to break into this thing. This wasn't really what he signed up for.
Yeah.
So around this time, that's when, Denise, that's when Bill Watts comes in. They get a job over there. Jerome in the house. They sign over with Bill Watts at Universal Wrestling Federation. And they're known as the Blade Runners. Now affectionately, now he's officially called Sting. Now a man called Sting is born, and his tag team partner, Hellwig, is called Rock. Yeah. So they come in. They're like the henchmen for Missy Hyatt and Erica. Not Eric. Eddie Gilbert and all that stuff. They're playing like the big bad mean motherfuckers. And then
Casamigos and Sprite.
mm, and then after that, Fritz Von Erich comes in and he offers them a job over in Dallas to work at World Class Championship. And this is kind of where we see the first signs of Sting's loyalty, professional loyalty anyway. Um, he was grateful for Bill Watts for getting him out of that other situation, so he decided to stay there. Jim Hellwig, on the other hand, he goes on over to World Class, and he debuts as the Dingo Warrior over in Dallas. And you already know how that story unfolds. He becomes the Ultimate Warrior. And Sting stays
Yeah.
over with the Watts era. And what's funny, how do you think about Sting broke into business? Yep, exactly. Yeah, yeah. And he was, and a lot of comparisons can be made to early Sting and John Cena, you know. But yeah. So Sting stays with Bill Watts. They turn him babyface, and I think it's interesting now. Let's get this out the way because I know it's gonna probably come up at some point. Like Warrior and Sting, their face paints are very similar. And it stems from this time as the tag team, and it's just really interesting to me how they always kept the same theme throughout their whole things, even when they were at the top of their games. You know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so they turn Sting babyface, but not long after this, UWF gets bought out by Crockett Promotions. So now Sting is now their number one baby. Well, no. Before we even go there, Eddie Gilbert goes to bat for Sting, and he puts Sting over. He praises him to the office. He goes to Dusty Rhodes, and he's like, "Yo, you gotta take care of this kid. Make sure you do right by him." Da da da. Dusty sees him. He's impressed. He's like, "All right, cool, got you." Sting debuts, and now I'm watching this too, because Hearts knows I've been watching NWA even before we decided to do Sting.
Yeah.
So I was watching this. I was watching this not too long ago. Sting's first like television debut. He picks the dude called Gladiator One, and it was so interesting. Now that I'm going through my own training, it is so interesting to see Sting in this very early stage, like go through like the motions and try to like figure his way out in the ring and all that stuff. And it's just really but the thing is he had an it factor from get go.
Yeah, he always had a look and something about him.
Yeah, like that. Like, it was charisma, and Dusty saw this too. So like, not even he debuts in October, and by November the next month, he's already opening Starcade with he's teaming with Ronnie Garvin, and not Ronnie Garvin, Jimmy Garvin, and Michael Hayes, and they face off against Larry Zbyszko, Rick Steiner, and I forget who else. Oh, Eddie Gilbert. And it goes to a 45-minute draw, but it like kind of showed everybody like Sting got the biggest pop of anybody in that match, and he had only been there a month, and it kind of go to show like Dusty's faith in him to put in that spot, and then Sting's ability to respond to that kind of pressure. So now we're gonna go straight over. A couple months later, he finds himself in the main event of Clash of Champions. Much like give homage to our name of the show. Talk to Champion, Clash of Champions. Sting's our favorite wrestler, one of our favorite wrestlers. NWO, whoop, that's.
Sting is the reason why we have this show.
That's if you want to keep it a buck. No cap. But I can see, yeah, that you can see it from the gate. He had the face paint, he had the look, all that stuff. And now
Sting was a gorgeous man.
Yes, yeah, they don't know, not even know nothing like that. Like you look at this guy, he was everything like you would want, like your ideal figurehead to be. He's like he'll sell you action figures and shit like that. So, yeah, shout out to your sports, shout out to Javatiz, all that. Happy birthday, Janelle. Yeah, so Sting, a few months after he debuts in NWA, he finds himself in the main event of Clash of Champions with Ric Flair for the World Championship. And this is important. This is really important night in his career because Clash of Champions, the first Clash of Champions was going head to head. What are you eating? Oh, that cheesecake.
Cheesecake. It's my sister's birthday, and my mother got them a cheesecake, so I'm eating cheesecake.
Well, happy birthday, sis. It's too sweet. Yeah, that
Yep.
ass. But yeah, so like, what's interesting to note about this Clash of Champions night? It ran in competition with the first Survivor Series. They ran on the same night, and
By design.
yeah, by design, because at this point, like before we even get to Monday Night Wars, Ted Turner and WWE are fucking, and Vince McMahon are having, pissing wars and shit.
Yeah. Vince did Survivor Series to spite them. So the following year they did Starcade. Was it Starcade? They did Starcade against WrestleMania.
Starcade was in response to Survivor Series in one of those years. I forget. But anyway, we'll get back. Point is, they were stepping on each other's toes at this point.
Yeah.
This ran on the same night as WrestleMania 4. And since it wasn't on pay-per-view like WrestleMania 4 was, it was broadcast on national television.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a Morgan Freeman wrestling. Yeah, that. It was broadcast on national television, and 5.6 million people tuned in to watch a man called Sting face off against the greatest world champion of that time. And, you want to talk about your AEW.
You gonna be in the Bronx? Wait a second.
Yeah.
So you gotta come to the Bronx.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we gonna be out here. We gonna be out here then. You gotta bring Hennessy and I won't hit you.
Yeah, apparently that's the thing.
Yeah. You bring Hennessy, I won't hit you. I'll be happy. You did.
But nah. They like to talk about ratings with NXT and AEW and this and that. Okay, so 5.6 million people tuned in to watch a man called Sting take on the greatest world champion at that time, and Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
And like we just said, he had this it factor with the face paint, with the body, with the this and the that. And that's what his theme song said. And we put this in front of millions and millions and millions of people. This night is what made Sting a superstar. And from here on out, he became the figurehead of NWA and WCW.
Well, he became the franchise when like Flair left.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't leave.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. This is the thing too. That even before that, like right after this happens, they go into the program with Sting and the Four Horsemen. Now.
Mm-hmm.
So Sting is unsuccessful in getting his WCW title shot against Ric Flair. Hold on, let me get the note up. Oh wait, before I even go on to that, after that match at Clash of the Champions, Ric Flair is quoted. He says he had that $1 million look, the paint, the blonde spiked hair, to take all of that and roll it into one package. And with Sting being such a great guy, he became one in a million. You can tell people liked him, and after that match, he was golden. It was a home run. I really like wrestling him, and I think he liked wrestling me. That's from the Nature Boy. So his popularity continued to grow after that. Even so, to the point, his popularity was so good, this man managed to turn the Road Warriors heel. Yeah. Road Warriors turned heel against him and Dusty Rhodes. They fought up against the two of them in the tag team match that resulted in a disqualification. Starrcade '88. Sting will go on after that. He will win the. Yo, James, what up? 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 Sting will go on to win the TV title, and that will be his first actual championship against Mike Rotunda at a live event shortly after that.
Mike Rotunda.
Then he would go on to face the Great Muta. He would go on to a feud with the Great Muta, and that's why I couldn't stand when we did the damn
New Blood Rising. He said, "Great
yeah.
Muda gonna kick your great ass."
Yeah, man. Like, like this man, he
See,
was crazy.
it didn't hurt me because if it was that Muda, the Muda we're talking about in '90, yeah, no way. But it's older Muda, and Muda looked like he didn't care. They was just paying him money, you know.
Yeah, look. Honestly, during the same time, I watched a match with Dr. Death Steve Williams during this time period we're talking about, and I see every reason why they thought he was that guy. but
Yeah,
but like you said, 10 years later, not so much.
yeah. So it's like it don't hurt as much. Like, why y'all doing this to Muda? Like, if it was the Muda, then if he still wrestled exactly the same as that Muda, and Muda was still good in 2000. It was just that it was still 2000.
It just hurt to see him like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And the Bookers had at the time, he was losing because he was winning. So he was gonna win another match. Might as well lose this one.
My favorite Sting match was when him went up against Terry Funk. Yeah, I was getting. Yep, just going there. That match was crazy. I watched that a little. I watched a little bit of that one earlier today. Like, there's a lot of great Sting matches, like in like the old WCW. That's why. I went back and started watching this NWA shit because there's a lot of great matches, and a lot of them did involve Sting in the Four Horsemen and shit like that.
We knew who you meant, but it's just hilarious that it's said repair.
Sting, yeah, that ass. No, yeah. That Thunder. That was the original Thunderdome. That was the original Thunderdome. It was a steel cage. It was an electric steel cage. Four men faced off in it. But before we even go there though, they faced off against the Great American Bash. For the TV title. Ended in controversy because Muta's shoulders weren't down. He later on defeated Sting for the TV title. They move on. But later on that night at that same Great American Bash, Sting came out and he saved Ric
Yes,
Flair.
he does.
He got yeah, but now Sting came out and he saved Ric Flair in that same Great American Bash. That same night that he lost to Muta, Muta came out and he interfered in Terry Funk and Ric Flair's match at the end, and Sting came out to make the save, and that resulted in a partnership with Sting and Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Which then resulted in the Thunderdome, original Thunderdome, steel cage with Terry Funk and Muta. Crazy shit. But now during this time, Ole Anderson comes back. And Ole Anderson has this bright idea. Ole Anderson said, I'm going to get back the Four Horsemen. I'm going to reform the Horsemen. And he does so. And for the first time, the Horsemen are kind of being portrayed as a babyface kind of deal.
Yeah.
And they go and they recruit Sting. Sting's like, I'm with it. Cool. So this obviously is short-lived. Now I wish that we could have saw more with the Sting and the Four Horsemen because that's and for just nostalgic purposes. I know it doesn't make sense storyline wise, but just for nostalgia purposes, Sting with the Four Horsemen just sounds like a good idea.
Sting is,
yeah.
but I mean, honestly, that's more. I don't know. It was never a match, like a dream match when.
That's the thing. You're gonna piss.
I never heard anybody say, "Oh, I want to see Taker versus Sting." I don't know. Maybe because I drowned it out with Sting versus Shawn Michaels.
Like, I would have been cool if they just like had the match and then had like a fuck finish because I don't want to see either one of them lose that.
Nah, Taker needs to lose that.
I don't want to see either one of them lose that. Even that, but yeah, I wouldn't mind if Sting won though. You're right. Probably would have been pissed.
I mean, Taker lost to like people that Taker had no business losing to.
So did Sting. More on that later.
Nah, Sting is top 3 wrestlers. Period.
No, Sting's one of my top 3 wrestlers of all time.
Like, honestly.
Like, and the fact that he did it all outside the WWE just makes it even better. Like, Sting was the same character with different manners.
Kept himself fresh for 30 years.
Yeah. As long as I've been around, he won his world. We'll get to there in a second, but he won his first world championship the year I was born, just a few months before I was born. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Ole Anderson comes back. He's trying to get back the Four Horsemen. They recruit Sting in it for a little while, but they run into a roadblock because Sting is involved in a tournament that is going to determine the new number one contender for the WCW championship, NWA championship, I should say. I'm sorry. And yeah, Jay Santillana. I can just bring them up
Okay.
right there the whole time.
So I think that did happen,
That would
but it was like on a Christian wrestling thing.
yikes. All right, yeah, it didn't happen. So, I'm sorry, but is she too? Somebody else singing around.
If Sting is not in your mouth, you know what? I can't even say that.
Yeah. You know, at least the W, like, this is a fact though. This one right here is undisputable. This one right here is indisputable.
WCW is undisputable, but I will find people that would put other people before Sting. Sadly, but it's because of the role that Sting always played. Sting wasn't "I need to be in your face" type of nigga.
Yep, it's because it's this. Yeah.
Oh, you said it right.
Hey, I did it! Yeah. What's that? 720? Yes.
Like it's been like since February.
All right, man. We good. Yeah. What up, Denise?
All right, go ahead. Get to the.
All right. Yeah. So they get to it. They get locked inside a tournament, and Ric Flair has ended up pitted against Sting in this tournament. And they face off at Starrcade '89, and when Sting beats Flair, this makes Sting the number one contender for Ric Flair's World Championship.
Yes.
So the Horsemen then get Sting together at the Clash of Champions, and they say, "Yo, Sting, don't do this." And this is kind of reminiscent of what we would later see about 20 years later with Randy Orton and Evolution kind of thing. But they tell Sting, listen, give up your championship run, your championship shot at Ric Flair, and Sting, and Sting refuses.
Of course.
When Sting refuses, they whoop his ass. Man, this is one of the best ass whoopings you'll ever see in wrestling. I will give go back and watch Clash of Champions. I forget which one it was, but that's at the top of '89. They whooped Sting's ass something special, bro. Everything back then was bad. Yeah, man. We all. But so later on this same night, the Four Horsemen, they're involved in a steel cage match, and Sting comes down to make the save. While he's climbing the steel cage, he legitimately injures his knee and is sidelined for 6 months. He was originally scheduled to face off at Wrestle War 90 with Ric Flair for the championship. However, due to the fact that he was unable to compete, they decided that Lex Luger would be the man to replace him with. Ric Flair steps in.
So, sorry, I'm sorry, but there's like, when I was doing searching for it, there was like how it was kind of a little bit of both. Sting being injured and the fact how they wanted to just push Luger at that time.
Yeah, absolutely. It was both of that. It was both of them. Flair was of the mindset like, listen, Luger's not ready. I just want to appreciate it. So, oh man, yo, bro, you already know, son. You already know, full life. Bang. You already know.
You did quarantine with us.
Facts. He was there from day one. Seeing the rap as well. Facts. But yeah, Flair's looking at Luger, and he knew he wasn't ready. He knew Luger wasn't ready.
No.
And you go back and look at this time, Luger, he looked good, but he's Lex Luger. Okay. And on top of that, he had already promised Sting that he would only drop the belt to Sting because he had that much respect for him at that point already. Sting had just gotten here only a year and a half before somewhere, and he's just learning this craft. and you got Ric Flair saying like, "Listen, I'm only dropping the belt to you,"
Yeah.
So he finally comes back at Bash of the Beach, 1990, like we just said, and he wins his first world championship in grand fashion. This is one of the biggest pops you'll see in wrestling. Go back. Jim Ross is on 20. Like, this is
You
like,
wish you could hear Jim Ross like that now.
Jesus. Just bring, yo, go back and watch Great American Bash when Sting won the world title. Oh my God. Like, you won't get a pop. They don't make pops like this no more. But from there, we go from real highs to kind of lows.
I'm about to say we ain't get to the real lows yet.
We didn't get to the real lows yet, but this is pretty low. This is pretty low. This, to be honest with you, Hearts, I'll rank this up there with anything we got coming down the pipe, and you tell me not.
Vampiro?
Listen, this will rank up there. This will rank up there. And my old school fans, if you're out there watching, you'll know what I'm getting at with this one.
Exactly, Sean Dyke. When Jim Ross had something good to call.
When he had something to fucking look at. Not Beavis and Butthead matches.
Nah, not where he works now.
That us. But we go from that.
Alex on YouTube said
Big digital pops they have not. Yeah, no, they can't even make that. They can't even factory that. But we go from that high to the Black Scorpion.
Ooh.
Jesus. So
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't even think that's worse than Vampiro. But go ahead.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I didn't watch all of Vampiro. I've seen enough to not want to see more. But this shit right here,
more on that later.
Okay, but this Black Scorpion shit here, bad. Okay, so bad shit happens everywhere, guys. I'm not just biased towards AEW or new shit. No, bad shit happens everywhere. I'll tell you, because now you have this masked wrestler who's dressed in all black mask, black tights, and all that, and he's claiming that he's somebody from Sting's past. Saying that
it's like Big T Harlem Heat.
Oh, this was the first fake Sting. This is the first fake Sting, right? And this is the first bad acting fake Sting. He's claiming that he's from Sting's past. He's claiming that he knew Sting from when he first entered the wrestling business. So everyone is speculating that this could be none other than who? Jim Hellwig, Ultimate Warrior, right? That'd be the freaking ultimate payoff for that. Ah, Del knows the Black Scorpion. So
I was gonna say they suspect them Ric Flair. That's why I said I don't know because I knew my answer was wrong.
So now this Black Scorpion, everybody's thinking that it might be the Ultimate Warrior, but you know, it's clearly not the Ultimate Warrior. You know, he's clear, but whatever. That's making its round. Sting makes several attempts over the next few weeks to try to unmax this dude, but he either is unsuccessful. Like another Scorpion will pop out of nowhere and like say, "No, I'm the real Scorpion," and that's a fake one that you have right there. It's just like really crazy, stupid shit. They did disappearing acts. Halloween Havoc was crazy. They had a, oh my God, okay, 1990 Halloween Havoc. They had a
definitely did.
Ric Flair Mason. Yes, he did. They had a stage. They had on the stage. They had a black curtain, and they had the Black Scorpion hide behind the black curtain and run behind the stage and act like he was disappearing from one place of the stage to the other. You guys gotta no. This was just try. They were trying to pull off teleportation without the technology and editing tricks that they have today. It was just bad, just all around. I can't stress how bad this Black Scorpion shit was, and then it only culminated in even more trash, because when they finally do face off at Starrcade, it's revealed that the Black Scorpion is none other than Kiss Your Sister Ric Flair. Now, for those of you that may not be familiar with this storyline, this would be the equivalency of Vince McMahon being revealed as the higher power. this kind of was a letdown. Like all things considered, like who the mystery behind who the Black Scorpion could, and it ended up being Rick fucking Flair. Like, get the
Ah,
fuck. It was just bad on all ends.
it was Moolah. It was Moolah types of fuck shit. Moolah, what was Moolah? I don't know what the fuck her. Was she black lady? I don't know what the fuck she was.
Few stuff happening. Um,
Yeah, he was responding to this. No, greed, ego. Like in my head, all of these companies need to just rent their tape library to WWE. Like at this point, WWE Network could just be the fucking wrestling network hub, and have Vince pay them to put their merch, put their shit on his network. But people stupid.
They need to freaking put Sting shirts out. I would buy the fuck out of
They
them.
had Sting shirts, but they weren't. They were ugly.
Nah, like the real Sting shirts.
No, Awesome Kong was real life pregnant. She was real life pregnant. She lost a baby, and
Yeah, that really happened.
and
But it
she
was
didn't
not
come
as
back.
bad.
She didn't come back with enough time in their amount of time for them to want to do something with her.
Now,
Unfortunately,
it wasn't as bad as it wasn't Tooth and Nails bad. It wasn't all out Tooth and Nails bad, but this was pretty bad, right?
was it mimosa? I had a mimosa today. It was
Wasn't
crappy.
Mimosa bad? It wasn't Mimosa bad, but it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Actually, no, it was Mimosa bad because this guy was teleporting without the edit tricks and shit. Yeah, it was bad. It was over there. Yeah, terrible, terrible.
Listen, we can do a story on how they fucked her over. Tooth and nails was like.
Eek,
um,
eek, yikes.
I don't understand how people who laugh at Vince Russo come up with gimmicks like tooth and nail and
Yeah, no, no, no.
mimosa.
Even Jim Cornette said Vince Russo's not this bad.
Yeah, when Jim Cornette says Vince Russo's not this bad, you know it reached a level.
Listen,
Jim
even Jim
Cornette takes
Cornette.
any. Yo, they was talking about how Dixie's a hoe when he took that opportunity to shit on Vince Russo. So
Listen, even Jim Cornette says Vince Russo's not this bad.
thank you, Jim Cornette. I guess.
but um, but yeah, Sting ends up dropping the belt to Flair not long after this, and it's around this time that WCW breaks away from the NWA.
I
Talking
could
to
do the story of
the
Dawn. She gets treated like
Ooh,
she got an attitude because she a black girl, but that's
I wouldn't
that's
mind.
fine.
Oh, that's a Black History topic. More on that later.
Mm. Go
um,
ahead.
but yeah, WCW they break away from NWA. You end up getting two world champions. You got the international champion. You got the WCW. You got the NWA champion still. But Sting's kind of teaming up with Lex Luger. They're the original dudes with attitude before Shawn Michaels and Diesel did it.
Parkland's putting out a dudes with attitude shorts.
Is it the Sting and Luger version or the Shawn and Diesel version?
You know which version it is.
but they do this like occasionally. They're not an official team. But here's a cool little caveat. Sting finds himself in the main event in the finals of the U.S. title tournament with stunning Steve Austin, and they put on a fucking classic, a sleeper classic. So like, go back. You ever want to see Sting versus Steve Austin? And this is pre-neck injury Steve Austin, so you probably get a better version of Steve Austin than what you would have got.
This is when Steve was giving life.
Yes, this is when Steve was one of the best wrestlers in the world, right?
Listen.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. But so Sting won the title, but he ended up dropping it to Rick Rude, and this kind of kicks off his whole feud with the Dangerous Alliance, which we got to do a Dangerous Alliance episode.
We do. It's a lot of episodes we gotta do, but you know what? We got time.
Yes, we do. We got all the time. But yeah. So around this time, Ric Flair would leave the WCW for the WWF. And this would cause for a vacancy in the WC because he pulled the CM Punk. He brought the world title with him. He left when when he was world champion. So that's
This is why Vince was acting crazy when Barbara trying to leave with the belt. He was like, "No, you're gonna do what I did."
Yeah. No cap, because Ric Flair deadass left with the WCW championship and showed up on WWF television talking about I'm the real world champion.
I'm the real world champion.
Like Jesus, and the belt had the nerve to look better.
So, like, honestly, it's like
Like he had the
something
real
about
world.
WWF cameras that just made everything look better.
Jesus, yeah. Um, but this left the vacancy in WCW. Austin was one of the best US. Yes, he was. Facts.
We got to
Yes,
do an
and
episode on
TV.
Stunning Steve.
Yo, the TV title. Like, okay, I know they're doing the TNT shit or whatever on AEW, but I don't like them right now. So, but I would love for them to have a TV title on WWE. Get rid of that 24/7 bullshit. I would love for them to have a TV title where the freaking television. Well, yeah, they bring back the TV title. Like, I love
Well,
that.
here's the thing: the
Belts.
Attitude Era, and not even just the Attitude, the '90s made the TV title irrelevant. The TV title was the title that was defended on TV because you never seen the world champion defended. The world champion is defended on every show now.
Slow it down. Slow it down.
They can't slow it down. People don't have time for that.
Yes, you can. You just gotta recondition folks. It'll take a while, and the folks that will always watch will always watch. And you just gotta recondition folks, but they don't want to spend time doing that because they only know one way now. But anyway, well, yes, that is the best world champion. I like those were the two best world championships in my opinion.
Plus,
Like the WCW World Belt and that old gold, the Eagle Wing WWF belt.
I like the one, the penny. I call it a penny one because it's a big coin. The big
I know.
coin one after the eagle belt.
Yeah,
That's
that's
Austin's
my
belt.
third.
Austin's
That's my
belt.
third one. That's my third one. Yeah, I feel you.
I love that belt. I love that belt. Then Eagle, because Eagle was small and Eagle looked like on my guys, like it looked good on Sid, it looked good on Sean, but like Triple H, it wouldn't look good on. It wouldn't look good on Austin.
See, but that's the thing. Like if I was there, that belt would look good on me. So it's like
Nigga talking about now because he learned how to do a couple wrestling holds.
No, I always thought that. That's why I started doing wrestling.
And it looked good.
but um, but yeah, so Sting and Luger would actually face off for this vacant world championship. Luger would turn heel and he'd become the champion. Him and like Sting would go. He would switch off between feuding with Luger and feuding with the Dangerous Alliance all through like '92, and yeah, he just became a household name during. Oh, I forgot to mention in 1990, the year that he spent half the year on the shelf with the knee injury, and then he spent the other half of the year fucking around with the Black Scorpion. He was named the Wrestler of the Year. So go figure that.
I'm mad he didn't get a chance with Big Gold.
Oh yeah. That ass. He was the other one.
The pictures was solid, D'Coy.
You said what? Oh, appreciate you. shout out to Super.
Shout outs to Hahrts who get all the footage.
And shout out to Hahrts that gets all the footage.
Never get any credit.
You always get all the credit. But yeah, so after all this, Sting ends up facing off against Vader. He's defending his world championship against Vader, and Vader cracks his ribs and ruptures his spleen. He puts him on the shelf again. Yeah. So afterwards, and this is how they do Sting too, right? It starts here, right? So after Vader like murders him, Sting comes back and he drops the belt to Vader. We're gonna need to put up his shoulder. Oh yeah, we'll get to him in a minute. But yeah, Sting, he gets injured and then he has to drop the belt when he comes back from injury to the same guy that injured him. Kind of a burial there. And then they would he was just going on with a feud with Vader. They had a bloody ass strap match and shit like that. Vader just whooped his ass. And finally he got his revenge later on.
Can you not tell by the shirts?
Yeah, that ass.
Oh, maybe you can't tell by mine because it's
mine's red enough. Yeah, mine's too red. Maybe you can see.
Yours is New Blood red.
Oh, don't say that.
New Blood
I'll never wear this shit again.
Well, now we gotta watch New Blood Rising again. But yes,
Yeah, right.
we like black and red Sting.
Yeah, we like black and red Sting. Um, so after he ends up getting his revenge on Vader kind of halfway because he beats Vader, but he doesn't win the belt back from Vader. Vader had already dropped it to Flair, who had just returned from WWF, and now Sting sets his sight on the other world championship.
Hi
The
Amanda, thank you for
Yeah, it was good, Amanda. Uh, he sets his sight on the other world championship, the international title, who is now being held down by the likes of Rick Rude.
Ooh.
Just imagine if yeah, that would have been the best. That would have been the best. That would have been the best.
Hi Abraham.
Abraham was good, was good, was good. Uh,
Mm.
but yeah, they kick off the top of '94. Sting setting off to a feud with Rick Rude for the International World Championship, and Sting defeats Rude for the belt, for the big gold belt,
Mm-hmm.
and they schedule a rematch over in Japan.
This one Rue got injured.
Yep, it is in this match that Rick Rude has his career-ending back injury. He wins. He wins the match, but he had to immediately vacate the title because he couldn't wrestle no more because he hurt his back.
Hey, what?
At the same time, wrestling, yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah. At a time when wrestling was, yeah. Like it's easy to follow. It's easy to follow. That's how you get people that don't give a fuck about wrestling to give a fuck about wrestling again. You break it down again.
Yeah.
But but
Or you
yeah,
just remind them why they liked it.
yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah. After that, he ends up defeating Vader again, and then he loses to Ric Flair in a title unification match. And this is when Ric Flair turns heel.
Ooh.
Ric Flair turns heel in this title unification. And this is another Clash of another Clash of Champions. What do you guys think he should have done with we'll get there. We'll get there. Stick with us. Stick with us.
Yeah.
Um but right here, Sting Ric Flair would turn heel on Sting in Clash of Champions 27 to unify the two world championships.
Ooh.
And Flair would turn heel in order to prepare for what was to come because they had just signed dun dun dun
The red and yellow racists.
Hearts.
Hmm?
Would you do us a favor? Would you remind the folks
Did
of
you
the
not
thing?
know that I'm going to my notes already?
Yes, I just want to
Did you not know that I was already in my notes?
before before, I just wanted to give you that opportunity to say that on top of the fact that they've never arrested Breonna Taylor's killers.
Hold on. So it gets to a point where I don't know if Brooke was fucking a black guy's son or was she hanging out. I caught them holding hands together on tour. They were getting close, kind of. The fucking, I don't know. I'm not a double standard type of guy. I'm racist to a point, you know. Fucking niggers. But when it comes to nice people, you want more?
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck if she fucks an 8 foot tall basketball player. If we're gonna fuck a nigga, let's get a rich one. And the bitch he was fucking says we're all racist in that way. Condone condoning it. You know we're all racist when it comes to our daughters fucking black guys.
So there you have it. They signed this guy, Hulk Hogan. And this completely changed the landscape of WCW.
So now
But
Sting he was one at this time. He was like one at this time, right? Or was he two?
yeah,
Because Flair was back.
no, he was number one. He was the number one baby face because Ric Flair was Ric Flair's always heel. You know what I'm saying? Even when
Okay.
he's baby face, he's
But
heel.
even if like when you think of WCW, you think Flair, then you think Sting.
Yeah, but like as far as like well, you're right. As far as babyface positioning goes,
I don't know how I can't do a Hogan voice.
That's what it needed to be said.
We just have to remind everybody every time we mention his name what he said and why we don't fuck with him.
Absolutely. But
But yeah,
but that's the thing. Yeah, yes, you're right. You think of
I know
WCW
you're talking
Flair?
about baby faces, but
That's
like
the thing. Ric
I'm talking
Flair.
about in general. When you look at WCW, you think Flair, Sting, and
Yeah.
at that time, it's Hogan, Flair, Sting, and it
Well,
goes
that's
three.
because Hulk Hogan came in and took Sting's spot. You know what I'm saying? That's why that's relevant here because Hulk Hogan automatically
Hulk
becomes
Hogan
that
came and
number
took
one baby.
everybody's spot.
He was that number one baby face,
Hulk
and
Hogan came and created new spots to take.
right,
He
and then
became he
and not
became he became merchandise manager just to get everybody's cuts.
and not only didn't even stop there though, because shortly after Hulk Hogan signs,
Yep.
Randy Savage signs.
Yep. So
So
now,
now that's another baby face you gotta put ahead.
and where would that
Now
put
Sting
Sting? Now,
Sting goes from being number what?
would you put Sting below above Randy?
Me, I would put Sting above all of them. But
Yeah.
for that time, Randy Savage was above Sting.
So was it Macho, Flair, Randy, Sting?
It was no. As far as I'm just talking baby faces. I'm not even acknowledging. I can't even go on the
Do you
heel.
see how I don't even want to say Hogan's name?
Yeah,
Say
yeah, yeah.
Macho,
Yeah,
Flair, Randy, Sting.
yeah. I got you. But like, I'm just like recognizing the baby face slots.
Uh huh.
You know, like the baby face. Like you got Sting went from being the number one to number three in a matter of months. So you're doing my dirty here, my friend.
We're gonna leave this
That
here till
ass,
another comment comes.
that ass.
Oh, I stopped and I read it in the song. That's why I started fucking crying.
Wow.
Leave it there to someone else, right? That's just a comment of the night, guys.
Lord. I can't even say it. I can't even. It's distracting. I had to take it down. I'm gonna keep
Look at
laughing.
me, look at me.
I'm gonna keep
No,
laughing. I'm gonna keep laughing. I can't. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. What's good, Bruce? I've never been so happy to see you, Bruce. but um, but yeah, as far as like your babyface rankings go, you put the two biggest baby faces that come over from the WWF, and you inject them right in front of Sting. So Sting goes from being your number one to number three in a matter of months, and he goes
But
from
he technically, matter of fact, yeah, he does go to number 3 because WCW never treated Flair like he was number 1.
yeah, and even during that time, he was still the top heel.
Nah, son. Do I gotta read Hogan's racist rant again?
No, we gave him enough energy. Plus, we're not even done talking about it. Read it again when we go Hollywood. Right, right. So, because this is only early Sting.
Yeah,
But
we're still in '94.
that is. But no. This is we're gonna slide up a little bit because Sting just wasted a bunch of. He just wasted a bunch of, not wasted.
Yes.
I guess you could say wasted a bunch of time. Yeah,
Who's
yeah,
Sting? I don't think he
yeah.
wasted time. I just think they gave him
Yeah,
bullshit.
like he didn't waste time, but he was kind of
For
like
the rest
floating
of
around for
Sting's
like
career
2 years.
in WCW, it was just like he either had something really good or he was just doing some other shit.
Yeah, like during this time, like 94, 95, he's fucking around with the Dungeon of Doom. Like that's like the signature of like I have nothing else to do.
We don't even have to talk about this. Skip
Yeah,
to
yeah, no, like I'm not. But but it just goes to show that the man went from getting the biggest pop in wrestling history at that point, close to it, being on top of the world, and now you're at the Great American Bash with Ming, dropping the U.S. championship and shit. But so here's where it kind of gets interesting. Um, he starts teaming up with uh Ric Flair again. Ric Flair is having issues with the Horsemen because at this point, Arn Anderson and Ric Flair, they're not on good terms. And this is what I kind of said in the NWO episode. Wait, I was looking down
No,
Hogan and the American.
nah.
Yo,
Nah,
honestly, I'll keep it a buck.
yo,
The WCW version was better. I don't give a fuck.
nah, like um, Dusty's music after he went to WWF was the fucking worst.
Oh,
That's the music they used for him
his
in
gimmick when
2000.
that's the whole gimmick when he went there.
Nah, I'm sorry. When he came back to WCW,
Oh,
they gave him like they tried to give him one like off of that. Ooh, ooh.
no, I like the WCW American made version better than Real American, to be honest with you. But yes,
I can't front on Real American because if you listen to like the ad libs and the background vocals, Jimmy Hart is singing his motherfucking heart out.
he is. But it's just something about the guitars on American Made. Like this is like I be in the. You know what? I be in the gym with that shit and like. But anyway, uh, Flair's
He
having.
does listen to
What
wrestling music to get him hype.
you say? What
I say you do listen to wrestling music to get you hype.
I do. Okay, okay. But Flair's having issues with the Horseman. He enlisted to help a Sting once again. Yes, always remember. Fuck.
Yeah,
Hulk
we just
Hogan.
gonna leave this up here till we get another comment, cause
Yeah,
real.
yeah. I could live with that one. Um, but this culminates in a tag team match at Halloween Havoc 1995, where Sting would team up with Ric Flair to face Arn Anderson and Brian Pillman, and Ric Flair would turn on Sting once again, and this would signify the return of the Four Horsemen again. Now, I said this in the NWO episode.
There's
There was
both my
a lot. There was a lot of division in WCW kayfabe within the ranks of WCW before the Outsiders even made an appearance. Before that whole invasion thing happened, there was a lot of
was.
mistrust. There was a lot of division. There was a lot of treachery, so to speak. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and this was part of it. Um, he starts off 96 changing his look as a result of this because now he's pissed because now Sting he feels pissed because he Ric Flair betrayed me again and da 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 da.
Nah,
So
Ricky Steamboat the Dragon, his family
no,
man.
Ric Flair the best thing, yeah. But no, Rick Rude looked the best with that belt though. I don't give a fuck.
Rick Rude looked good with that belt.
Yes, yes, he did.
I'm
But
like, I see Rick Rude with that belt, and I look at WWF like, what the fuck was you doing? Then
fucking
we think go back
fucking-
to Hogan.
yeah. Hogan must pose.
Mm.
Uh, but yeah, after this Ric Flair thing, he's like this is where you start to see Sting get in his bag a little bit. He starts to change up his look a little bit. Uh, he starts having a little bit darker hair. He grew it out a little bit. His clothes, his tights are now black, but he still has like the neon
Colorful.
trimming, the colorful neon trimming around his boots and tights and things like that. But he's kind of darker in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he teams
It's
back up
like
with Luger.
he went to the dark side in Venice Beach.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's kind of like he got older too. You know, he's like all right now, but like now I was a surfer dude. Now I'm kind of like
I'm
now
not
I'm a man.
anymore, so my brown hair could grow.
Yeah. So he starts teaming with Luger again. Um, Luger's kind of playing a heel on the fence kind of deal. They don't really trust each other. But they end up defeating. You said what?
Luger's stupid.
Yeah. Are we ever gonna do a Lex Luger episode?
No.
Nah.
Fuck Elizabeth. No.
Oh, we could do that. More on that later.
Me saying that cemented us doing a Luger episode.
More on that later.
You're just being an asshole.
Ah,
That's what I get.
but yeah, they end up defeating Harlem Heat on the September 9th edition of no, not September 9th, January 22nd edition of Monday Nitro.
Hey, Ricky. Tell us your favorite
Yeah,
Sting.
Pretty Ricky in the house. Um, yeah, they win the tag team championships from Harlem Heat. But there's tension between them. Uh, they drop the belts later on, and Luger accidentally ends up costing Sting a world championship match. And now it looks.
Something.
Ow!
Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, but Sting Luger cost Sting the world title, and it looks like we're heading into another Sting and Luger program for the summer. But
Wait, one
something
part
happened.
about that, right? They was I think they was like facing
Oh
LOT
God, yeah, talk
the
about that.
Chicago street fight,
Yes.
and he was like, I'm from Chicago. He was like, no, they're from the real Chicago. They're from the streets, Luger.
Ah. Nah, Sting. Yeah, nah. Sting had some classic moments with Harlem Heat. That I go back and watch those.
Sting had some classic moments teaming with fucking Luger. It was like
Yeah.
Luger would just say some airhead shit. He was like, no, Luger.
And we'll talk about we'll get to that too. He's always had the freaking B Luger's freaking leash.
Ugh.
But they're about to go into a feud actually between Luger and Sting. But then something happens in the summer of 1996. Hearts.
You still go. I
I
come in the
know. I know. Something happens. But just tell us what happened in this. What happened in summer in mid '96, Hearts?
Oh, well, you would have to go see our. Oh, well, you can't. Well, I guess we got to do it over because that was in our curtain call episode.
You can go see it. It's in the archive.
Oh, sorry. You go see our.
Ooh,
You go see our
that was
video
it.
prelude episode. Forgot we did one.
That was homemade. But Scott
So yeah,
Hall, Kevin Nash, Outsiders.
they come to WCW, and they're making more than Sting money.
Now, pause. Sting was so popular outside of the WWE that there was a term called Sting Money. Don't ask me why this guy should be top 5 in anybody's list.
The only
Okay?
person who made more than Sting money before the Outsiders came was Hogan
By design.
by design.
But and you know what I am, hey, you know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. Exactly. And that right there changed the landscape of everything yet again. Because now they have to respond to this threat. Now everybody's got to put their bullshit aside. The Horsemen are still fucking around overside, and that's why I even say, like, in a kayfabe storyline perspective, I blame a lot of this NWO shit on Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen,
Yeah,
because if they had to just teamed up
stepped
with
up from the
Sting,
beginning.
like if WC and like yeah, if they would have just did this from the jump when it was just 2 niggas instead of 15, they wouldn't have had these issues later. But whatever. Um, Sting, Macho Man, and Luger are chosen to face off against the Outsiders and their third Mystery Man opponent at Bash of
But
the Beach '96.
mention that Sting was one of the first ones to kind of stick up for WCW
Oh yeah,
and
absolute,
and stand up to the Outsiders.
absolute. He
He was
came
like, "What y'all chilling for? These niggas is taking shit over."
he smacked the shit out of Scott Hall on the national television.
You know. I mean, Glacier didn't get money. His costume just cost money. How
Yeah,
is
yeah,
he gonna?
Glacier cost money.
He just wasted money.
Yeah, but so things he's standing up for his rights and for the rights of WCW. He's holding that banner. He's the one that never left.
Rights to party. You know what I was thinking about? Not wrestling related at all. Do you notice how like a white rapper would come and everybody be like, "Oh man, they're the greatest. Look at them doing amazing," and it'd just be like mad mediocre. Like the Beastie Boys was
Logic
basic. Eminem was
or,
good,
or
but he was a white
Drake,
boy.
Drake,
Um,
and stuff.
put Drake there. We could put Drake there. Freaking remember Macklemore? Remember how this nigga came and put out like that bum ass song and won like 8 Grammys?
Oh my god. Yeah. He won that over Kendrick. We were all mad at him.
I was mad that they gave him shit. He looked like fucking Roger from
I
Dumb
mean,
Up.
and then he never and then what happened? I don't know.
He made more music and won more
Listen,
Grammys that no
listen,
one ever.
listen.
It was like who's listening to Macklemore still?
listen. I'm talking about wrestling for a reason.
All right.
It's
Hold on,
because
hold on, hold on. No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Yes, they were good, but they were basic. They were basic.
listen, the music
They were
industry,
basic.
the music scene depresses me. This is the reason I'm talking about wrestling right now. I don't want to talk about this shit.
All right, that's a live show.
No,
I'm
you're
talking
right.
about their music. It was basic. It was basic.
Back in the good old days.
See? Oh, God. Yep.
That one was good. Yeah, but you know how it goes, man. You know how it goes. You know how it goes.
All right, I'm not gonna say that, but did what is the kid's name? The HBO, is it the HBO documentary about the kid that got killed in Brooklyn, and the Hot 97 guy was one of the ones who was like beating him up and shit. That was New York. When the Beach Boys was making music.
So Bash to the Beach, 1996.
Are we really gonna do this? Are we really gonna do this, Abraham? I can respect that because I know how I get about my Jeff. But they were basic. 96, they came.
And at Bash to the Beach, they faced off in a glorified handicap match, really, because they didn't have their third member come out with them. They didn't reveal their third member. And it's also to be noted that had Hulk Hogan not agreed to be the third man, the option was reportedly, rumoredly, to be Sting to be the third man of this NWO thing, which would have gave it a completely different complexion, and I don't think it would have worked. But well, not to the degree that it did anyway. Yeah. But it was during the match that Hulk Hogan is revealed to be the third man. He comes out. They drop the big leg on Macho Man Randy Savage.
Mm-hmm.
And now the NWO is officially a thing.
Yes.
At the next pay-per-view, now this moment often gets overlooked. Hog Wild, the next pay-per-view.
Because
It was
Hog Wild.
yeah, right. Hog Wild, World Wild, one of them. Hog Wild, yeah, it was Hog Wild.
And I'm saying that's why it gets overlooked. Everybody overlooks all the Hog Wilds.
Yeah. But it's interesting to note here that Sting and Luger would face the Outsiders in a losing effort when referee Nick Patrick would show his early allegiances to the New World Order when he would cost Sting and Luger the match.
Now you wanna kind of kayfabe that or break the kayfabe on that? Dumbass Luger missed his spot.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. He missed his spot, so yeah, he had to clean it up. Why is it always Lex?
It's always fucking Lex. Go ahead.
I was just thinking about that again. Like, damn. Like he got to the point, like he fucked up to the point where the referee had to chop block him. Like it was.
The referee said, "Come on, nigga,
go down." Listen,
you're not supposed to win.
Anyway, so it's after this match.
Okay. I can still hear that too. You know how many times I fucking watch that pay-per-view for the fucking NWO shows?
That ass. We gotta revisit that. Yeah, once a year we go back and do that. Yeah, once a year.
Yo, listen, we gotta redo NWO. We gotta do it correctly.
Yeah, that ass. Go watch that shit while it's there. We might take it down.
No, we're not gonna take it down because those are our babies. Stan and I was beefing. We was beefing after every NWO show. Now that's staying into the next comment.
Man.
Go ahead.
Damn. So so after this whole Hog Wild incident with Nick Patrick and all that, the Horsemen finally come to their senses, and they're finally like, "All right, we gotta address this NWO shit."
Uh-huh.
So Sting and Luger approach them. They're like, all right, us two will team up. Us two will team up with you and Arn, and we'll face off against the New World Order, Fall
Yeah.
Brawl, War Games. So you got the Horsemen, Arn and Rick, with Sting and Luger, WCW's finest, finally getting on one accord to face the NWO. But the thing is, you got 4-on-3, right? Because there's only 3 members of the NWO. 3 members of the NWO at this time. This is when they start putting out there the feelers for a third or for a fourth member to be involved in this War Games match. And they start implying that, that they got their eye on Sting.
Yeah.
And this causes...
Stupid Lex.
Yes. And it's not just Lex. It's not just Lex. You
But
got...
you know what? You know what? You know why Lex get called stupid for it? Because that's Sting's best
He
friend.
should have knew. He should have knew. He's the one.
But that's why Lex get called stupid for it. Because,
Mm-hmm.
like, the Horsemen, they don't give a fuck about Sting.
And not only that, like Sting going on to say, like, how many times has this man saved your life?
Yeah.
And now you can't even, it's like Peter. It's like Peter with Jesus.
I'm about to
The
say Peter
man.
Gunn.
No, Peter, no. Talking about Peter in the Bible when he freaking, when he denied Jesus when it was time. But,
It wasn't for the bro.
yeah, boss. Uh, but this leads to the War Games. Oh, wait, not even the War Games yet. Like, everybody's, like, looking at Sting like he's crazy.
Stupid ass Lex get attacked by a fake Sting and don't know his best friend from an imposter.
Yeah. I mean, it was raining out. It was dark. You couldn't tell. His face paint.
If a fake Stan attacks me,
Jesus.
I'm gonna know it's a fake Stan.
Stupid.
Go ahead, though.
They hit Fall Brawl and Sting finally shows up. And it's kind of weird because he does this promo with his back to the camera when he's trying to talk to Lex and the Horsemen about, he's trying to tell them, like, yo, it's not me. I didn't do it. He's trying to plead his case. And Lex Luger looks him in the eye and he says, nope, I don't believe you. Get out of my face. Da, da, da. And then Sting's like, all right, you know what? I got you. Say less. And he
Yes,
walks
I was
out.
supposed to say that.
So now during the match, NWO comes out and they're wailing on Team WCW.
Not yet.
They're wailing on Team WCW, and they bring out the fake Sting as the fourth member. The fake Sting, the same Sting that attacked Lexo. This the same Sting.
I was wiping stuff.
Okay, they brought up the fake Sting that had previously attacked Lex Luger, and everybody's like going crazy, like, oh my god, Sting betrayed WCW. No sooner does this happen, the real Sting hits the ring and cleans up. Straight up wipes out the NWO in one swift motion. Shows you why he's that man called Sting in one of these epic moments. And then he looks over at Lex Luger and he says, is that good enough for you? And he turned his back.
Sade, one of these days we're gonna kick you out of here.
Whoa.
It's a fun night because you're our favorite. Get drunk
Sting.
after you said she squirted. Oh god.
Sting
Go ahead.
leaves the match after attacking the NWO, leaving them in a wreck and leaving WCW to fend for themselves in a 3-on-4 situation. NWO and wiping them out. This man leaves the ring as cool as a win a day. Does not look back one time as he walks to the back and leaves them to the wolves. He then comes out the following night on Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw.
Man.
One can only wish.
No.
Comes out on Monday Nitro.
Mm-hmm.
And again with his back to the camera. He said he tuned into Nitro the previous week and he saw fans, commentators, wrestlers alike, all doubting the Stinger. He said, you know what? I'll talk to Lex on my own time. Lex knows me. I'll go into seclusion. He even said this.
I
You
know
know,
where he lives.
I know where he lives. I'll go talk. Whatever. I'll just chill because that's my man. So he got my back on this. He said he went to Lex Luger. And he said he said it wasn't me. I gave him my soul. I told him it wasn't me. And Lex Luger looked at me in the face. He said, "No, Sting, I don't believe you, Sting." He
Well,
said,
I gotta
he
say
said,
it.
and then he turned out. He said, "Now I have been mediator. I've been babysitter." And I've given Lex Luger about the benefit of the doubt about 1,000 times within just the last 12 months. We're not even talking about his career, just the last 12 months. Said he carried the WCW banner, gave his blood, his sweat, and his tears, only for everybody to start to doubt him. So he said not to fear, though, because he would continue to stand by those that stood by him, that never doubted, and he
Mm-hmm.
won't abandon them. But as far as the commentators and the fans and the wrestlers and the best friends, y'all can stick it. But don't
No.
worry, he'll pop in when you least expect it. And this
I consider
is the
myself a creator.
last we see of this Sting.
He went on to do a tour in Japan.
He did, but
I know that's why we got the Wolfpack shirts.
all day.
Because of mass destruction.
Bad boys with wrestling.
Mhm. So he went on and he did a tour of Japan where he defeated um Shono and others. I can't pronounce their names, and I've been drinking the whole time we was talking, so I'm not gonna try.
Oh, this is gonna be
I'm
good.
gonna I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna say like conchide.
Oh boy,
Huh?
this is gonna be good.
No, I'm not that bad off. I poured mad fucking Sprite in that cup. I'm good. Okay, so he made his return on the October 21st Nitro. And that's the first time we've seen him since the night after for Raw. You see that? And it was during a fake Sting match. And he came out and he beat the fuck out of fake Sting while NWO was just around the ring. Like, and they was just watching him like, what up, fake Sting? Fuck out of here. At that point, if you was fake Sting, why would you still be in the NWO?
Gimmick.
Like, real Sting beat your ass, and they said, we got that imposter because we knew it would make you mad. And you just did like, yeah, I'm Sting.
That's some dickhead shit though. That's cool.
NWO Sting here for action. Like, why would you come back to work after that? Like, I was just like, all right, guys, see you later.
They're paying him good money to stand.
So he came back with a black T-shirt, with a black trench coat, all white painted face with the black lines over his eye. He had black pants, but they was like his black Stinger pants, so it don't count. And you can clearly tell that that T-shirt was turned inside out, and it was something else on the other side. I don't know why I paid. I don't know why. All right, whatever. So the NWO jumps in the ring, and DiBiase and Nash offer him a chance to come in. And then Hall takes the mic and he says, "You've been carrying the WCW banner for 9 years and doing a great job. But what do you have to show for it?" Said, we bring out him as a bogus imposter, and nobody knows about that better than us. Nigga took shots. So he said, nobody knows about that better than us. Yes, he should be everybody's.
Good choice.
So he said, but we knew it would get you mad. WCW tells you to stick it. We want you to know we're taking over and no one's stopping us. So Sting says, that right there is your cheap imitation. You get what you paid for. The real Sting may or may not be in your price range. Back to Sting money. Y'all niggas don't got Sting money yet. So he says, but the only thing that's for sure about Sting is nothing for sure. He drops the mic and he walks away, and those are the last words we hear from Sting until I'll say December '97. So for a year, some change, we don't hear him talk. And we shouldn't have heard him talk in December '97, to be honest. But you know, fuckery. So this is like the beginning of the programming, like we said. Scott Hall suggested it, and for the following week, Sting would just sit in the rafters, and the camera would just catch him in the rafters. I gotta sit straight. And he would come to the ring, and he would like rough up the wrestlers with a bat. Then he'll give them the bat, and he'll turn his back. And it was like a litmus test or whatever to see who would turn on him or who was loyal to him. Yes, he did say that. I hate Nash. I fucking hate Nash. I can't stand Nash because Nash is always for something like that. So I'm gonna say so a lot. I feel it in my bones. On December 16th, during a brawl in the ring, Arn was unsure what side Sting was on, so he decided he was gonna attack him, which led Sting to fight back. And this is like one of the times we see Sting. He comes back in '90. He comes back with January, Randy Savage, who was blackballed because, yeah, he really is. He was. I'm talking. Let me not read the comments. He's blackballed because he refused to join the NWO. So Eric Bischoff said he can't be around. But he was like in the rafters with Sting for a while until about Super Brawl, where he would him and Sting would come out during the match between Piper and Hogan. And Sting will walk off, and Randy would go on to help Hogan win and join an NWO that night. Then after that, February 24th, Sting would walk to the ring while the NWO was confronting members of WCW, and Hogan embraced him, and he stood beside them as a showing off the air. So for the next couple of weeks, no, it was like 2 weeks. He was like following. He came to the ring with them. He did nothing. They gave him an NWO shirt. He did nothing. And at Uncensored, he attacked Hall, Nash, and Macho. And he put Hogan in the Scorpion. He gave Hogan the Scorpion Death Drop. And for the next coming weeks, he would just come, and at the end of Nitro, he would just attack everybody. I'm not going to get detailed like Stan did. Sorry.
Yes.
That's what you was waiting for here. That's not me.
No.
No, you got detailed. I was like, I'm going to get this. Because it was just him beating up.
I'm sorry, yo. I'm sorry. Like, I got into a freaking wormhole on this thing, shit. Yo, like I
know. No. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just that. It's just that I was getting my hair braided today, and then the ones I got, I can't get too detailed. The NWO stuff, I don't get too detailed with that because we have a whole ass 3-part NWO series. So I'm not gonna get too detailed on that because we're there. But at Uncensored '97, he made sure, like I said, he attacked all of them. And for the next couple of weeks, he would be attacking the NWO, and JJ Dillon would be like, well, who do you want? And offer him contracts against other members. And he asked him, who does he want? And Sting takes a sign from a fan, and it's a Hogan sign. Sting versus Hogan sign. Thank you. Thank you. You know why? I feel, I don't know. We go all out in the WCW.
we love WCW, and no one really caps for WCW no more.
Honestly, we haven't got to the shit that I really, really love. Jay, those are our first 3 episodes. 4 if you want to count. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Pa 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 pa. Yeah, he was. Yeah, pretty much. So then they set up for Starcade. Do we really gotta go into Starcade? Because we also have a Starcade episode. We gotta go into it. It sets up. It sets up for Starcade, and this is where I believe they kind of killed Sting and the NWO in one shot.
Yeah, I mean, it was a letdown because everything you were just saying. Like, understand this was probably one of the greatest builds to a match ever. You know, like they took a year and some change to build this one match, and it built up to this one moment, and for it to go down the way it did, it was just kind of like a letdown on all accounts, and it kind of only went downhill for them from here.
So the Starcade match happens, the bullshit happens. We all know how Starcade was. It was the fucking worst. But they have a rematch because Hogan comes out to test. Oh, rah, 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 rah.
Just real quick for those who don't know, Sting's shoulders got counted down for a pin when Nick Patrick botched the 3 count. He was supposed to do a fast count, but he didn't
But
do a fast
Hogan told
count.
him to count regularly.
Yeah, so Sting's shoulders got counted down as a babyface at like the WrestleMania of the biggest Austin versus Rock type match you can have, and then they had to restart the match, and Sting just looked crazy, and it was
If
whatever.
we
He
were
won.
any smart, we would know. We would have seen it from here that WCW was gonna go off the rails.
Yeah. They just the way they mishandled this event,
Yeah.
this match right here was just
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, yeah.
But that was dude. Listen, that happened in WWF too. There was a time when it was a time when a special fan jumped the rails in WWF to
Yeah,
see Shawn Michaels,
that was fun.
and they was about to like jump on him, but Shawn was like, "No, no, no."
He was like, yo, chill. They were like, nah, I'm gonna beat his ass.
Yeah. You jumped the rails, you got your ass beat. I would never like.
Oh, yeah. Well,
But yeah, so the next night, Hogan protested. He was like, "Oh, I didn't lose, brother. I'm racist. Rah rah rah."
yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why I don't go first.
Yeah.
Hi, Benji. Ugh, yeah. So like he comes out. So they have a rematch. So the rematch was set up in a way where it would like the show would cut off during the match, and they would have to play the rest of the match on Thunder because it was the first episode of Thunder. See where we at? I look like Crystal. Ugh. I hope she's not watching. Sorry, Crystal. You're fucking roasting my sister. Okay, so it will be on the first episode of Thunder, and it was pretty much the same results. It was a smosh finish, and fucking JJ Dillon, he pretty much vacated the title, and then Sting would speak his first words in over a year, and he said, "You have no guts," and he said to Hogan, "You're a dead man." And
Prophetic.
hmm?
Prophetic.
I know, right? Listen, I'm not mad that those are his first words. I'm just mad that it was amongst this bullshit.
Yep.
So
He should have just won the title clean. Period. And it's done.
yeah. It's like, but this is more into why Hogan's a fucking asshole. We can do a whole show on asshole things Hogan's done in WCW alone. Every time Macho won a belt, he did some shit like this. Like it, and it's like he's so me oriented that he don't realize if I give the fans what they want, it's gonna be more money for me. Guess what? You're heel now. So you fucking have a big baby face. Guess what? You're making more money. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but Hogan must pose. I'm the strongest. Don't forget it.
Yeah, I fucking hate Hogan. So Sting will go on in '98. He will recapture the vacant title at Super Brawl, and Savage will help him win the belt. And this is kind of like the beginning of the split in the NWO. But he would defend his title, and there would be like a bunch of defenses and stuff. But at this point, it didn't really matter because the only thing that mattered was the split in between the NWO. So he would have these faces. He would face like all these other people, and no one cared. Thank you. So like he had these matches, and nobody cared. And we were just waiting to see the split in the NWO. And that would begin at Spring Stampede in April when Nash helped Macho beat Sting for the title. So then they would have their. Did he have the rematch against Macho, or did it go straight to Hogan?
Straight to like Hogan. He lost to Hogan the next night.
Yeah, it went straight to Hogan. So officially, the Wolfpack, here we are, was May 4th. And the two factions were vying for Sting, and this is where you pick it back up. See how I rushed through that shit? I told you I was rushing through it.
Yeah, you good, you good, you good. I'm just gonna touch on this and hop back off and tag you back in because we already know what the story is, and there ain't
We
nothing
already did a
really
we
talk
already did
about.
a 4-hour episode on
Look,
Wolfpack.
look, here's what it was. This was my favorite Sting moment, and probably anybody watching, this got to
And
be in your favorite Sting moments here. When Sting joined the NWO Wolfpack.
hold on, let me say this before you get too deep in it. After Starrcade, it was like Sting was defeated.
Mm-hmm.
It's really like Sting was defeated. It was
Yeah,
like Sting really became black and white Crow Sting in
yeah,
real life.
yeah.
Go ahead.
But this one he was like that. Actually, is good to segue into that because like he was defeated and he was really acting like that Crow guy. But when
I
he
wish
all
I
right,
could show you that I'm wearing my my madness shorts, but it don't pull all the way up.
ooh, show me later. um,
Go
this
ahead.
guy Sting, this guy Sting comes down from the Raptors.
I wish. Go ahead. Matter of fact, I'll bring it to you. This is right on my dresser.
Before, dude. Oh God, fuck
It's right on my
that.
dresser. Where is it at? Ow. I was about to I was about to pick up In the Zone 98.
Ooh, that's the one.
But he freaking took the belts off of DDP and Canyon being a hater.
Damn right. Put them on the outside is where they belong.
Go ahead.
But speaking of belonging, Sting comes down from the Raptors, and Hulk Hogan looks at him like
You
he's
gotta
one of
try.
them.
I don't
First,
have time.
first of all, this guy has on a full trench coat. Sting usually comes down with the trench coat unzipped to show like whatever he's wearing underneath. This time he has a fully zipped trench coat. Comes down from the Raptors. He gets in the ring and he takes off his trench coat and he reveals a black and white NWO shirt. And everybody just lost their mind all over again.
We
Like,
have more that we just don't know where they at.
yeah, facts.
Like Stan dead ass came over to play fucking 64.
Fuck Bud Bundy for
You know
life.
what I mean? Revenge.
For life. It's the real Intercontinental Champion you're talking to. But
Beat bump.
I'm gonna see him later. Um, it's not funny. It's not funny.
Okay, so my brother made Bud Bundy his No Mercy, and he was in the Continental Champion. So his name was like, what? Bud. He's like, yeah, we all know Bud is the Intercontinental Champion. So he's like, who the fuck is Bud? It's Bud Bundy. And when I tell you Bud Bundy was with the shits, He sent the acolytes for Stan. He said he made him do a rumble, and, and he sent Kane for him. Yo, Bud Bundy sent
I
Stan.
whipped them all. I whipped them all.
Yo, stop it, cause it took like mad hours.
This is a long game. The only thing that took me long was the Royal Rumble, but I whooped on the acolytes. Don't cap for that.
Now it took you a while for the acolytes too.
Yeah, it's 20 minutes. You try fighting the acolytes, see how long it take you. Shit.
Farouk was like, yo, Bud gave me my orders.
Jesus.
Yo, but it was fucking Bud Bundy. And Bud Bundy looked like Daniel Bryan. I hate my brother. I'm mad that I didn't record it. Still to this day. But Bundy had to smoke this thing. It was hilarious. But Bundy's revenge coming soon.
Fuck up Bundy. He's no champion I ever heard of.
Hmm?
He's no champion. But
Go ahead. We was talking about Wolfpack thing.
yeah, what are they talking about?
Wolfpack thing. Oh shit. I got Sosa in the freezer and that shit gonna bust. Go ahead.
Oh.
Pause.
Um. Oh yeah.
Wolfpack thing.
Yeah, he comes down from the Raptors. He takes off. He reveals a black and white NWO shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, "Oh no, Sting gonna join the NWO." Whoop, psych!
Oh
No,
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 he's
no,
been
no. He
nasty.
catches Hulk Hogan with a clothesline, short arm. Boom, knocks him down. Takes out the giant. Bing, bing, body slam to the big 500-pound man.
He said bing
Then
bang
he takes
body
it
slam.
off. He takes it off. He's got on the black and the red. He's in the Wolfpack. And Sting with again one of the biggest pops you'll ever see in wrestling
Yep.
when
The
he
biggest
joined the
reaction.
Wolfpack. When Kevin Nash and Wolf and Conan and Lex Luger were surrounding him.
But wasn't it no, ma'am? He was too young. He tried to be though.
That was it. Sting got involved with the Wolfpack, and immediately he went from being this sad, depressed figure. Like he was immediately in his bag. As soon as that black and red shirt was on him, he was immediately back in his bag. He kind of reminded you of old Sting as far as like excitement goes, but he was just this Sting was with all the shits, you could tell.
Yeah, but then they like made him a tag team with Nasty Giant who joined the NWO and all that shit.
Yeah, but then he whipped the Giants' big ass, and then he took the belts and brought it back home and brought it back to him and Big Sexy. And the Wolfpack decided to run roughshod on the WCW for a while with Wolfpack rules with the tag team championships.
Nasty
You know what
boot.
I'm saying? Wolfpack, they come up with the illest theme song music ever.
Yep, it was.
Sting is in his, like I said, Sting is in his bag. He's smiling. He's like the way he's performing.
Happy.
Yeah, he's actually happy, and it's good to see. Like this is my favorite, our favorite Sting, like in this version right here.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, all good things come to an end. A very very violent and quick, sudden, swift, what the fuck type of end. Because during this time, Bret Hart had he had debuted in WCW. Starrcade '97, part of that fuck match with Sting earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But now you gotta bring it full circle because now you're deciding to you want to put Bret Hart against Sting. And on paper, this was like a dream match. You have the two guys that have the same finisher, who have the
That
same
was the basis of their feud.
That's what it is. Like these guys, you always wanted, it was a dream match, so to speak. And you would think that Bret Hart, having his Bret Hart powers, has a good match with any and everybody. Welcome to that thing, yeah, that us. But yeah, you would think that Bret Hart and Sting were gonna have like some kind of classic, and it was set for Halloween Havoc, 1998, which again on paper was, if you look at it, should have been the greatest pay-per-view of all time, or one of them up there. But this match is part of the fuckery that took place on said card. Well, before we even get to Halloween Havoc, these two have like a hardcore match, a hardcore street fight match, and they're just trading off for the U.S. Championship. This is for the U.S. Championship too.
Yeah.
And, and Bret
Of
Hart
course,
ends
it's not
up,
gonna be for the championship because we know why.
yeah, yeah, not yeah, no, of course the fuck not. Um, but yeah, they have like a like a fake little hardcore match, but not nothing official. But they just fight, and then it goes to a match that they have a Halloween Havoc that was not anywhere near. No, it was just wasn't good. It wasn't a good. It wasn't a good match. It wasn't what you would expect out of Sting and Bret Hart. And then to finish it, not only was the match itself a letdown, this is how they finish it. Sting takes a baseball bat to Sting. Like when Bret Hart takes a baseball bat to Sting, and when I say overkill with the baseball bat, I mean
Yeah.
like The Rock and Mick Foley I Quit match had nothing on this.
Mm-mm.
In case, obviously, like The Rock was really bashing this guy's head in, but like in theory, Sting was whooping this guy with Bret Hart was whooping this guy with a bat. Like he should have been dead. He should have been dead. He should have been dead. The way they were going about it, and then it was just like a typical bullshit WCW 1, 2, 3 after I just did some bullshit finish. And then they carry Sting out on an ambulance, which took about they do like a 20-minute stretcher job on pay-per-view. And you don't see Sting again. This is the end of Sting in the Wolfpack. This is the end of Sting
Yeah.
and the end of this is just there's just
Red
no
and Black Sting is no more.
there's no payback, there's no answer. The Wolfpack itself kind of dissolves after this pay-per-view. This is kind of
Well,
like the in my opinion, it did because it just turned into some bullshit after this. But this was like the last of the good of the Wolfpack right here, the Halloween Havoc 1998, when Sting got killed off by Bret Hart and his 87 baseball bat shots.
like, ugh.
Terrible,
This match was
terrible.
just stupid. I guess this is why I like
I
when
can
Vince Russo
understand if
was
it was
like,
like
"No,
Sting or somebody
Hogan."
stupid, but no, it's Sting and Bret.
This is why I guess this is why like I liked when Vince Russo was like, "And Hogan's gone. We're never gonna see that bastard again," because you knew that it would be no more of him interfering in storylines to fit him.
Yeah,
I don't know. If we got stupid shit, it was just for the sake of stupid shit, not for the sake of Hogan.
yeah, you're right.
Well, Brett got one more year, like exactly to the date, one more year.
Well, that's the thing too. Like Brett was a
Get
common
at the end was not.
narrative. That's the thing. I believe, a common misconception about Bret Hart's time in WCW. It wasn't Brett actually was still performing pretty well. Like
His
he
promos was
his
better.
promos were really good. Yeah, his promos were better here than they were in the WWE. And I don't really fault him for the lackluster matches because that's the kind of style that the WCW had. And if you keep it
Everything was
up,
lackluster in WCW.
if you keep it a buck, if you look at all the matches on every WCW card that involved Bret Hart, he was the only one outside of Mr. Perfect that actually was putting on good matches in
Well,
WWE.
the narrative that Brett didn't care anymore came from Hogan and Bischoff. Because that explains why they couldn't do anything with Brett. We can't do anything with Brett. He don't care anymore. He's not the same Brett. He's still hung up over that. I.e., we're gonna cover up the fact that Hogan just didn't want to do nothing with Brett. Hogan wanted Brett to be fucking sidelined so he don't have to work with him because Hogan never wanted to work with
We
Brett.
can't forget that Brett didn't want the big WCW logo in the middle of his canvas. He didn't want that to distract anybody from what he was doing in the ring. But yeah, that I didn't like how that went down. You could take it.
Brett was always gonna be Brett, but it wasn't like he didn't have it in him anymore. That's not the reason because Brett was still he was still giving the same Brett matches and he was still giving the same promos he was giving when he left WWF.
One thing you can say though, you don't never feel shortchanged in a Bret Hart match.
No,
I felt shortchanged in this match with him and Sting.
but do you feel shortchanged in the match because of him or because of Sting?
Both of them, and I'm not even talking about the finish. I'm talking about the match itself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The match is like the finish is another can of worms. That's even shit on top of throw up. But
No.
but that match itself, I would have expected a technician like Brett and a guy that's able to fire up and follow along step for step, move for move like Sting.
Uh-huh.
Like I would have expected a lot more out of them. They disappointed me in this whole feud, even with their quote unquote hardcore match that they had on Monday Night Raw previous to that. Y'all better than that. Y'all better than that.
Raw, it's Nitro. But yeah.
Yeah, Raw. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're here. Sting that takes out Sting. Sting's good for the rest of the year. He returns. Returns in March '99. So he returns after Finger Poke. He returns after like Elite. He returns after all that fuck shit. He comes back black and white. And he comes back like he's just talking more because like you get he had words, but he didn't have words in black and white thing. So he come back, he's just giving you more. He defeated Paige to win the world title on an April 26th episode of Nitro, but he will lose it. How many minutes later? 90 minutes later.
I actually watched that match with him and DDP. I remember watching it live when I was a kid.
So, in that night, he has the shortest title reign in WCW history. And 99 in 2000, these next couple of years are really weird for Sting. You have the match with Rick Steiner where he lost because Rick Steiner said his dogs pinned him after the dogs attacked Sting. That's the Great American Bash. He would have feuds with Sid, Goldberg, Savage. Teamed up with Kevin Nash at Bash at the Beach versus Savage and Vicious. He also became the on-screen president of WCW for a couple of weeks. He remained president for 1 week, but he used his power to put Hogan himself against Sid Vicious and Kevin Nash. So see, it's weird. And this is before Russo gets here. So, he vacated it saying that he vacated the presidency saying that he only wanted Flair out because remember like the night of the Finger Poke of Doom, that's like Ric Flair coming, that's his like I'm president now after he beat like what was it? Who did he take out? Freaking Bischoff? But you remember that like Flair was like, who's the president now? And the night of the Finger Poke of Doom, it was just like a bunch of like Flair grandstanding and Goldberg getting arrested.
Because Ric Flair was the man again. Like I said, like I blame a lot of that NWO shit on fucking Ric Flair. And all of a sudden, and then he turns out, and then as soon as they get rid of the NWO, what did Ric Flair go and do? He goes and beats the heels again. Turns right back into an asshole. Ugh.
Yeah, so he said he only wanted that position to get Flair out of it. He never wanted the power. But yeah, him and Goldberg had a thing where they were teaming.
Ooh.
It was just weird. They feuded with Nash and Hogan because the Finger Poke of Doom. Yo, it gets really weird in '99. Oh, he went heel in '99.
Oh yeah. Because freaking Hogan went
Remember
back
when he used to come out with the glasses and a white T-shirt, looking like the Fonz?
What? Yeah, wasn't that when Hogan went back to being red and yellow? And y'all supposed to compete with Degeneration X and The Rock and them? Heard.
This is before Russo gets it. This is what Russo's walking into. A heel Sting And black and yellow. Black and yellow. Black and yellow Hogan. So he would question Hulk Hogan's credibility and if he was trustworthy and not going up to for a brawl. And during the pay-per-view, Sting brought out a baseball bat, and Sting used it to beat Hogan. He beat the fuck out of Hogan, but he won his sixth WCW championship ring. He turned heel for the first time in WCW, and no one cared. Everybody still was like, "Woo, Sting!"
Yeah.
So they cheered him regardless, and at Halloween Havoc, he retained the title against Hogan. Hogan came in street clothes and laid down for Sting to pin him.
He laid down and let him piss in his mouth.
After the match, Sting sounded his disdain with the result, issued an open challenge. Later that night, he lost his title in an unsanctioned match to Goldberg. And he attacked Lil Nate, and he was stripped of he lost the match. He didn't lose the title, but he was stripped of the title for attacking the referee. And like I said, 99 was weird because he would be there, but then it would feel like he's not there. And he entered a 32-man tournament for the vacant title. This is when Benoit won it. Matter of fact, is it? I think this is when Brett won it. Yeah, this is when Brett won it at Mayhem. He lost to Hart. Yeah, he lost to Brett, and he faced Luger at Starrcade. And he had this weird feud with Luger, and I hated the fuck out of it. Because it was like, Elizabeth was like, "No, Sting, I'm just afraid of Luger." Blue Order? It wasn't boring. It wasn't boring. It was just weird. That's why, like, when everybody like, "Oh, Vince Russo years are the worst." I'm like, did you watch 99? So yeah, like, Miss Elizabeth was like, it was like weird. It was a weird feud. Miss Elizabeth, like, she's afraid of Hogan. I mean, not Hogan, Luger. But it was only to, like, gain Sting's trust and set him up for just little dumb shit, but whatever. Miss Elizabeth assaulted Sting with a chair and a baseball bat, and he would be out of action.
What?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. He was gone into unsistered. So when they rebooted WCW, this is Vince Russo coming back. He was put into the tournament to win a championship, and it was him and Booker T. But Vampiro interfered within that match, and this led to that Vampiro feud. And the thing that Russo did at this time was all the Millionaires Club had their, like, new blood counterparts. It's like, you're the old guy, this is the new you type shit. I don't really care for it, but Vampiro was apparently supposed to be the new Sting.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always feel like that's what they were low-key trying to. I like, are y'all trying to? Are y'all trying to make him?
Yeah.
Cause nah,
No.
he's not him.
Not at all.
He's not him at all.
Not even close.
Not a goddamn all.
It was just they wore black and white paint.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I hate you, Shonda. I hate you. She does not look like a MILF on browser. But she does.
She said, "Bro,
She does look like the old lady that they would be like, hey, Elizabeth, I'm gonna sleep with your mom." Oh wait, she is. Whatever, I don't care. So, and he pretty much did it because Sting didn't want to be his brother in paint. It was like, it was weird because it was like, no, you're supposed to be his new thing, but then Vampiro comes out and cut a promo, and it's like, who told you to say this, Vampiro? I don't think this is the storyline. So, we go to Slamboree where Sting beat Vampiro, and Vampiro would have a Human Torch match with Sting, where they would go to the top of the Titantron and set Sting on fire. And
Saw this.
hmm?
Saw this.
Yep. Then bash at the beach during that horrible, 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 horrible graveyard match. Graveyard match. Graveyard match. Sting's druids will come out and attack Vampiro. I know this. I don't know why I'm saying the question mark. But yeah, this feud would carry on. More on this feud later. Next week, Papa. Yes, more of this. But it was a really bad feud. And then afterwards, you know why he worked over there is because we didn't have to hear him speak in English. I think what killed Vampiro was his promos. And he wasn't really good.
It's a gimmick, man. Like, you can't have a gimmick like that and like not be Mark Calloway.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
So like shortly after that, it was like Sting had a horse with no name, and he was just doing things. He had, after he came back, he had a match with Booker T after Booker T won the belt. He had one of my favorite feuds with Jeff Jarrett, and it started off with like Jeff Jarrett dressing up like Sting, and he was like, you know me, the one that lost his soul, and they had a match at Halloween Havoc. Where I want to talk about this, but I'm making you talk about Full Bro, and I don't think you're gonna let me go back to 2001 more time just for this match.
Oh.
Yay! Okay, this probably be my last 2000 pay per view. I promise you.
Oh wait, you talking about? Oh, that's what you. I thought you meant you were gonna talk about it now. Yeah.
About doing the whole Halloween. Already said it. Yay!
Nope, I didn't. Nope, I didn't say yes to that.
Right, we'll talk about this later. But he said, "All right." Wait, no.
Okay, I was waiting for you to talk about. Oh, talk about it. Go ahead.
No, I could glance over real quick, but it was a match. The match was like it was Sting versus Jeff Jarrett. Of course, it's gonna be a solid match. It's Sting versus fucking Jeff Jarrett. But during the match, they had some very fun things. We're gonna talk about this show, so I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. And he would go into a feud with Scott Steiner. And when I tell you that was the worst time to have a feud with Scott Steiner, that's when Scott Steiner was legitimately injuring people. Him and Rick was legitimately injuring people. That was Scott Steiner during his fucking title run. We'll do more on that later. I think we'll just do a show on his title run. We don't have to do it on like any pay-per-view or anything. I want to do a Scotty 2000 or Scotty main event.
We definitely got to do a Scott Steiner episode. Like,
so
he's deserving.
Yeah, Scotty injured him in November, and that is the last we see of Sting until the final Nitro.
Let me see them.
What are you doing?
Okay, I bought something by accident.
I am happy with Hennessy. Thank you for that, Hennessy. I enjoyed it. I love Hennessy. But yeah, that's the last we see Sting. That's the last we see Sting until the final episode of Nitro. And we all know in the final episode of Nitro, he took on Ric Flair in that sad match. And it was sad because Rick wasn't feeling like Rick.
We just didn't have it anymore.
Yeah, and it was like Sting carried him. It's like Rick ain't on his shit when Sting carries him.
Yeah, Sting, like Flair had a t-shirt on. Like he wasn't Ric Flair wasn't Ric Flair at that point. You know. Oh,
Yeah.
this was yeah. Yeah, and at that point, like this wasn't Flair and Sting. Like this
Yeah.
was, it was kind of a. If you go back and watch the old Flair and Sting matches, then you watch this match, it
This
feels
was,
different just because it just wasn't. Neither one of them seemed like their hearts were in it because it
it
was
sounds
kind
like
of
they
like,
was listening to It's So Hard to Say Goodbye before they came out and did this match.
not. It sounded like to be honest with you, it looked like they knew they were broken up already.
No, it was
And
the
they were
end.
they no, they knew that they were already broken up, but like they just had to like come back for one last crap, but they didn't really want to have that last closure conversation. You know what I'm saying? They looked like that last closure conversation that neither one of them wanted to have.
I never have those conversations. I always end up back in
Yeah,
relationships.
I don't have those conversations either. I just move on. But
I said I always end up back in relationships.
yeah,
That wasn't even Richard versus Steve. That was not even Richard Flair.
yeah, yeah, that ass. It was.
That was like, fuck, Vince brought us. What we gonna do now? I don't know. I'm
That's
gonna see
tough.
what Vince gotta say.
But
Like, this man was loyal to WCW until his last day.
yeah.
And you know what he
The
got for that?
the
WCW money until his last day on his contract.
yeah.
For the next 2 years, Sting had Sting money until, because he would not let it buy out. He often cites the time where The Rock looked at Booker T and said, "Who the hell are you?" as why he didn't come, and I can understand, because I felt that was unnecessary to do, and I felt it kind of like put I don't know, it just made Booker T look crazy, and so he don't just joke, he lying to you.
Mm.
But go ahead. 2001, we are at in 2002 actually. Hold on. Let me go, because my notes is at the top. Ooh! I almost dropped my phone yet again. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Why? Why are we here? We're not supposed to be here. He went to World Wrestling All Stars from 2002 to 2003. And he just toured it a couple times. In Europe. And it was just like the guys that didn't go to the WWF, they was just touring Europe at that time. So you want to take it up from here and we bring it home?
Yep.
Okay.
So absolutely nothing happens
Nope.
between then and Survivor Series 2014.
Nothing at all. He was just.
And they had began this campaign over at the WWE to start preparations for the coming 2K game. And
Yeah.
Sting was involved in that. He was also involved in a couple of documentaries on the network. So you started to see Sting's
After
face.
Warrior died, after his tag team partner, the one he started with, died.
Yeah, so they start doing their due diligence as far as making you familiar with seeing Sting's face on
You mean on the
WWE
last Nitro?
programming.
I think that would probably got him to like join if they would have did something like that. Like
So,
if they would have had something that promised, like, "Hey, we're not gonna fuck you over. We want to put you straight."
yeah, but I don't know. Uh, but
So
yeah, they
for
start campaigning for
2014.
this. They start campaigning for this game or whatever. Blah blah blah. You start seeing his face more on WWE programming, which is something that never happens.
Yeah, especially for someone we haven't seen since the
Yeah.
closure. W.
Yeah, so in 2014 at Survivor Series, after he does absolutely nothing for a while, he makes his debut in at the end of the Soul Survivor, which I believe is top 2 Survivor Series elimination matches of all
And
time.
do you know who the sole survivor was?
The Soul Survivor, and his
Fucking
best performance,
Natty.
in his best
Dad.
performance.
My
His
dad.
best performance. His best match was this match right here.
Unfortunate. It
And
wasn't his
Dolph
best
Ziggler.
match, but that's the best
Oh,
they could give him.
give me a better Dolph Ziggler match to watch.
You gotta think about it.
That's his best match. That's his best work, and it's a credit to all involved. But that he was the star of that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dolph Ziggler getting the illest fucking performance of his life.
Mm-hmm.
It comes down to Seth Rollins versus him. It's Team Cena versus Team Authority. If Team Cena wins, the Authority goes away. If the Authority wins, Team Cena is fired. And we're down to Dolph and Seth. Triple H comes in and hits a pedigree on Mr. Dolph Ziggler, and we think that it's about to be the end for Team Cena. But all of a sudden, the lights go out, and an unfamiliar music hits, but everybody knows who it is. We look at
Mm-hmm.
Titantron because we heard the crow. We heard the crow, so we knew who it was. Then we saw the
I
face on
hated
the
that
screen.
crow.
No, it was crow. It was crow. It was crow. It was crow. Crow. Yeah, eat crow.
Nah, it just felt like Raven's crow.
Oh, fuck Raven right now. Fuck. Right now, fuck Raven. Right now, fuck Raven. But yeah, Sting makes his first steps into a WWE live arena, and I, for one, can put this as one of my top marked out moments. I didn't see this the fuck happening. I didn't see this coming. And on top of this being a phenomenal ass match, this, if you want to talk about moments within the last 10 years without attitude or ruthless aggression involved, look no further than Survivor Series 2014 in this match and
Yeah.
this moment. Um, but yeah, Sting comes out. He has a stare down with Triple H, and then he hits him with the Scorpion Death Drop and gives Dolph Ziggler the victory.
He did.
It's a Bray Wyatt screen. Yeah, but fuck Bray Wyatt and fuck
Yeah, fuck
Raven
Bray Wyatt.
right. Yeah. Fuck Raven right now and fuck Bray Wyatt. Even though I like the guy, I just hate what the character's doing on television. That shit is stupid. But it was cool. It was cool, but y'all overdid it. Y'all overkilled it, and I'm good. Thanks.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um, um, now Sting sets up to face Triple H. Now, check this out. They set up for Fastlane. Now, they really draw this out. They say Fastlane, we're gonna have a contract signing. So they do a build up to a pay-per-view so they can have a contract signing, right? I haven't seen this since Hogan and Piper did this shit at World War III. So fucking in this shit, Rick Flair. Triple H says to Sting. Triple H says to Sting, you backed the wrong horse. All those years ago, you were a loyal soldier to WCW. Sting was WCW. And when the time came, you stood your ground and held your head and you went down with the ship. I admire that and I respect that. But the reality is, it was guys like me who made that ship go down in the first place. Truth is, my legacy is putting your legacy out of business. But what if I said I could give you your legacy back? All you have to do is walk away.
Imagine you got this fucking promo.
If you put this behind you and walk away, your legacy goes on. I assure you that your legacy will live forever, Sting. Through the WWE network, through DVDs, through merchandise, through action figures, through it all. In 2015, Sting will be bigger than he's ever been before. And I'll even go as far as putting you in the Hall of Fame. That was a shoot, ladies and gentlemen.
That was cool.
That was nothing more than an opportunity for Triple H to get Sting in front of a ring, in front of the whole world. No, for Vince McMahon to get Triple H in front of a ring, in front of the whole world, to tell him those exact words.
And this is what Sting stayed the fuck away from.
This is exactly what he stayed away from. So you would think that especially
We
after
just
the
talked
Booker
about
T
that.
shit. Especially after the Booker T shit 10 years earlier, that they would learn a little bit of fucking decency when it comes to building shit like this, right?
No, but it's like Sting went on interviews, shoots, fucking said it in his TNA DVD. I didn't come to WWF
He said it
specifically
where?
because this right in his shoot interviews.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he said I didn't come for this specific reason right fucking here. And he comes, and now y'all do exactly what the fuck he didn't come for. So let's get through this shit because it makes me mad. Why the fuck did this rivalry have to happen? Who the fuck wanted to? Yo, who the fuck wanted to see Triple H versus Sting? Who the fuck wanted to see Triple H versus Sting? Who the fuck wanted to see DX versus NWO? Now with Sting.
Yeah.
Who asked?
So yeah. Wait. So in typical fuckboy WWE shit,
Now in Sting flavor.
they couldn't even get this part right. They couldn't even get this part right. They put the NWO, his arch nemesis, and they made it seem like they were ever on the same page.
Hey, we're coming out to help you. Bitch, you ain't even do Wolfpack.
I understand and I can appreciate. First of all, if you really wanted to do something, you would have put 6 with the NWO. But clearly, they were trying to tell a story, a narrative. I'm not going to act like I didn't go crazy when it happened.
I didn't go crazy when it fucking
I
happened.
did.
I was pissed the fuck off.
No, I went
Yo,
crazy
he
when it
wasn't
fucking
even
happened.
in the NWO.
Nah, I went crazy when it fucking happened in real time. I'm not going
I
to cap
did.
for that. But
I did.
hindsight, looking back, nothing about it made sense. I did not like at the time that had Sting standing with the NWO. That never made sense. But seeing the NWO come out having a face off,
I
that was
didn't
actually
like
pretty
it
cool.
once Triple H moseyed his ass into this motherfucking
But
feud, this match. Bitch, they was asking for Sting and Undertaker. Y'all not gonna do that. Don't do shit else.
well, here's the thing
Who
too.
fuck
Here's
wants
the
to see
thing.
Triple H?
Here's the
Why
other
Triple H
thing.
gotta be like me first?
Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. We already know what the deal with Taker was. He wasn't there. He wasn't ready. Taker wasn't ready. He didn't want it.
We was taking at WrestleMania.
He was finding his confidence back with Bray Wyatt. He didn't know Taker was he was in his feelings.
Like who the fuck?
He was in his feelings. He was in his feelings after the Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns thing, whatever. So he's not available. He's not available for Sting. He's not
Fucking
available
Sting
for
was losing anyways. Sting
right?
was losing anyways. Give him a Taker.
So now you put him in there with Triple H and you have him lose with the fucking sledgehammer.
Fucking
Like,
even Gastos.
no,
Even that whole set.
no,
Who's his agent?
no. This was terrible. This was terrible booking. This is one of the most terrible booked WrestleMania matches. This is just terrible. Terrible. Sting should not, and I'm not even really one to bitch about who should win and lose matches and shit like that. Sting should not have lost this match. Period.
Sting should not have had this match.
But if you're gonna do it, do it right. Put the fucking guy over. You know? But
And then you have a DVD. You have the DVD they have of him, and everybody's patting his back like, "Go ahead, have fun. This is for you. This is your night."
no, it's not for you. It's not for you. It's for us, so we can fucking piss in your mouth and send you on your way.
Nash is a fucking big jerk. Nash is a big fucking jerk. Anything Nash do,
You
he's
know,
gonna do it like
he
a jerk.
grabs his crowd. Yeah, he grabbed it because he forgot his knee brace. He didn't have his knee brace with him, so he had to. He had to protect him.
Because they probably last minute just said, "Hey,
It was last minute. Nash said it was last minute. He didn't know. Vince called him up. They were like, "Yo, yeah, you got your gear? You got?" He's like, "No." The fuck. But yeah. All right. Goodbye.
No, let's not do it, baby. You gotta watch the show from the start. You gotta learn your stage."
No, we're not gonna do that. He's just gonna keep doing that. So they're not gonna outdo themselves. They can't help but to outdo themselves because a few months later, in August later that year, Sting appears on Monday Night Raw. They got to give Seth Rollins his own statue. Seth Rollins had gone about the business of winning the WWE and the U.S. Championship. He's the first man to do so, and he's killing it right now. This is actually my favorite version of Seth Rollins. He's killing it. He's by far the best performer in the WWE at this
He
point.
was killing it. He killed Sting's career.
Yeah, well, even Sting will go ahead and tell you that he's still the best performer of his generation. But
He was.
we'll get there. But yeah, Seth Rollins was at his best right now. He was on 10, doing his thing. He was doing it like he had a match with John. He was going through his thing with John Cena as well. Like John Cena was on another level too. They were gonna give Seth Rollins a statue to commemorate his greatness.
All right, if you come here to watch the show, watch the show. If you come here to do this,
Hold up. You know what? I'll address that later.
Oh.
We're not gonna put trash. Listen, yo, stop putting this motherfucker on the screen.
Go ahead, talk about Sting.
What? God damn, y'all made me forget my train of thought.
You was talking about
Yeah, they built a statue for Seth Rollins because he's that man right now. And instead of revealing the statue, they got Sting underneath. And Sting comes out with his messed up face paint because he was too hot underneath all that shit under there. But the shit melted off by the time the TV.
I mean, by 2015, they could have had waterproof face paint.
Yeah. What? I don't know. I don't know. He put it on himself,
He can still put it on himself. Just it don't come off with sweat. Because the way he was looking crazy at the end of that Triple H match, they was looking like old niggas.
He wasn't tan at Starrcade. What makes you think he would get the right face paint for Monday Night Raw? He comes out.
Sorry, that's why he wasn't. That's why he wasn't. That's why he didn't win at Starrcade because
That's why he didn't win it. That's why he didn't win a Clash of Champions because his face paint fell off.
Because he didn't even come tanned. He's so pale. I thought you like white people. To be tan.
No, keep it a buck though. Look at early Sting and look at the Sting that you got that year, night and fucking day.
Where he's supposed to be that?
No, he's not. That's bullshit. But
you're supposed to not care. You're supposed to be like, I have no friends. Like you're not supposed to be tanning and shit.
Nah, you're supposed to look good and then whoop ass after we build you for 2 years and put all this crazy shit behind you. But anyway.
He didn't even go to the gym, so why he can't win this?
Yeah, he didn't go to the gym. He looked like shit compared to what he usually looks like. The fuck? Why take off now? The biggest match of your career. But yeah, he goes into this match with Seth Rollins. He takes a buckle bomb, and the first buckle bomb, mind you, that's where the initial jolt happens. He said that. Oh shit! I fucking accidentally deleted my shit. Ain't that a bitch? Oh well.
Is this after he did the buckle bomb? No, this is before.
Good thing right at the end. No. This is after the first buckle bomb. He said
I'm saying this is the first time he did the buckle bomb and took someone out.
Oh, yeah. But and honest, I don't know. What that is, that's some freak shit. That's some freak shit. Even the ballot thing. You see the way he landed, like, it's freak shit. It's freak shit. But with Sting, he landed the first time in the buckle. He felt tingling in his fingers and a burning sensation. He wasn't able to really get his faculties about him. He got scared, but he's able to shake it off and continue the match. You would think this would be enough to not have them do this move again for a second time after this, but they go for a second time. A lot of people think that he got hurt through the table spot, the announce table spot. He didn't get hurt through the announce table.
On a 56-year-old man, you're buckle bombing him.
Like that table spot, whatever, that was mistiming and all that stuff. But that was, that's not what really caused the damage. The damage was caused by the second buckle bomb, which I don't know why they fucking did that second buckle bomb. And after that, After that, Sting kind of just collapsed. Rollins tried to throw him to the ropes, and you just saw him. He just couldn't even run the ropes. He literally collapsed in front of everyone, and they had to rush to the end of the match, and that was pretty much that's how Sting went out. That's how Sting went out. He came to the WWE. They fed him to Triple H. They try to, and I don't even know if he was supposed to win or lose this match with Rollins. I don't know if he was supposed to have a title run. He probably was at some point, but reality of the situation is, you come in, you were fed to Triple H. The next high profile match that you have with Seth Rollins, you go down with injury, and we never get to see Sting really be Sting in the WWE. The following year,
Goes to the Hall of Fame.
he's inducted into the Hall of Fame appropriately by Ric Flair, and this is where Sting announces his official retirement. And that is a man called Sting, ladies and gentlemen.
Fortunately,
Called Sting. A very and his career, much like a lot of things in his kayfabe career, some would say a lot of things were anticlimactic for Sting. A lot of things, looked like it was going to be more than what it ended up being. But
for
I like
Sting,
to look at Sting for all the high points. You know what I'm saying? I take away all the high points that he gave us, like like all the Clash of Champions, like the Great American Bashes, his matches with Flair, and the good parts of the NWO, and I
because
take
his
away
Sting
all the
I know
highlights.
how loyal he is.
Yeah, like Sting is in my opinion, greatest wrestler to never wrestle for WWE. I don't care if he wrestled for them in those two bullshit matches. He's the greatest one to never make that jump. Fuck if he's a Hall of Famer now, whatever. I still
Great
recognize
performer
that.
in WWE history.
You know,
Like, if he's not in your top 5, what are you really watching?
but yeah, man. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a man called Sting. Me and Hearts, we love this man. We love him as a wrestler.
I wish
And
I had a decent Sting shirt, but there were no decent Sting shirts.
you have a decent Sting shirt. You have the best Sting shirt.
The Wolfpack shirt?
Yeah, that's the best Sting shirt. I haven't seen a better Sting shirt than the Wolfpack shirt.
No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
So
But
next week,
yeah,
we will be jumping in our little machine and going back to 2000. Cause Stan said I could talk about Full Bro 2000.
whatever.
Yep. So we'll see you. It's the 20th anniversary of Full Bro 2000 on Thursday the 17th. So we'll
Is
be
there
here.
another Fall Brawl we can cover?
No, we're covering 2000. We could cover another Full Bro, but you said 2000, and you also
You
said
said
Halloween Havoc.
2000. You said 2000. If I had my way, I'd do 96.
As Alex said, like, share, and subscribe. We're also on YouTube.
Facts. Subscribe to YouTube. Yeah, all of y'all. Appreciate y'all dropping in.
We were supposed to have a video saying, "Hey, we're on YouTube."
Yeah, but it's just more effective when you just hear us say, yeah, this, instead of like the 8 people that'll probably watch that video. But, guys, thank you for joining. All that. Top turns. Yes, all that. It's your boy, Sexy D'Coy and Hennessy Hearts. This has been a
We're
man
doing
called Sting.
2000.
All right.